What is up, everyone? It's yours truly, the Muscle Geek. It's been a minute since we've done one of these. It has been very, very, very busy on my end, trying to do everything with the new gym that I'm part of now and all this stuff. So things have had to be put on the back burner, but we're back now. I have got a bit of a cold, so if I do sound a bit more nasally than usual, that's the reason why. But yeah, bear with me. And today we're going to talk about how to stay active and healthy. So, what do I mean by having an active and healthy lifestyle? Why do you need to have an active lifestyle? Well, it decreases risk of heart disease, diabetes, stroke, just to name a few. It reduces the risk of depression and anxiety. There's so much research out there now that says how much of a positive impact exercise has on your mental health. And it also improves your weight management, increases bone and muscle strength. So, you know why you need to have an active lifestyle. Pretty good evidence and pretty good reasons as to why you would want an active and healthy lifestyle. But what does it mean to be healthy? What does it actually mean to be healthy? A healthful lifestyle, or a healthy lifestyle, I should say, provides the means to lead a full life with meaning and purpose. Health as the ability of a body to adapt to new threats and infirmities. So, because your body is able to adapt, because it is able to grow stronger through the illnesses and build more resilience and build more endurance through exercise, it can allow you to lead a life that has far more meaning because you're able to do more things and allow you to lead a fuller life that's full of purpose because you're allowed to do more things. You're allowed to pursue more. You're feeling great. But one of the key things about having a active and healthy lifestyle, and one of the key things about just being successful in general, is routine. So when I talk about routine, I like to talk about this kind of diagram. So if you can see, these bits on top are the habits. These habits here make up your whole routine. Whether that's brushing your teeth, whether that's going to the gym, whether that's eating food, going food shopping, those habits make up your routine. A good a good example of this, if I use the example of food shopping as a habit of mine, is I park as far away from the entrance as possible. Just because of doing that, I'm allowing myself to get more steps in, right? And then that's my complete routine is my shopping routine, and those habits allow me to get closer to my goals whilst having a good routine. Right? We have a routine in everything we do. Routines are one of the determining factors as to whether or not you achieve your goal. So if you can always look at someone's routine and you can always understand or gain a lot better insight, further insight, shall I say, as to whether or not they're going to achieve their goal. If their routines are on point to help them to achieve their goal, they got it. So what is a healthy routine? Now, there are no such thing as a bad or a good routine. We as people, we as humans, again, we like to think in extremes. We like to think all or nothing. So if we look at when we look at someone who has a healthy routine, we kind of have an image of a head of someone who is a gym freak or an exercise freak, always eats fruits and veggies, always goes to the gym, exercises, runs, all this stuff. Um, and that's an extreme. That's a very, very, very extreme idea of what someone who has a good, healthy routine does. Um, what we need to look for is the grey area. What we need to look for is the space in between where we say, right, okay, so there isn't so much a good or a bad. There's good things and bad things that make up routines, but there isn't a good or bad routine. Okay. So when it doesn't matter if it's a routine you're looking for, it doesn't matter if it's a habit you're looking to try to create, it doesn't matter what it is. Always look for the grey area in between things. always. So how do you create a routine? So a lot of people will say, right, you talk about routines, talk about habits and building these habits and stuff like that. So how do you actually create one? Well, here's a 4-step guide how to start creating a routine. And this routine can be not just for fitness or health, it could also be for your whole life. Okay. So firstly, when you start off by making a routine, ask yourself and be brutally honest. The only person who's going to be reading this and look at this is yourself. You're not going to be showing this to anyone else. You can, but you don't have to. Um, what would a perfect day/week look for you? Write it down. Okay. Um, you could do that if your days look different from Monday to Sunday. So the weekend you do something different. It's fine. Yeah, write it down. What would a perfect day/week look like for you? And then what are your non-negotiables? So what I mean by that is what are the things that you have to do every day or at least a couple of times in a week that you don't negotiate? For myself, I read 30 minutes a day. I also train 5 days a week. I also get a minimum of 6 to 7 hours sleep a night. And I also have food every around 3 to 5 hours. The reason why it's spaced that far apart is not that far apart, and I know when, is because I've realised with my body and being more in tune with my body, I get hungry, I get really cranky and hangry when it comes to around every 3 to 4 to 5 hours. So if I schedule food in for that time, I know I'm going to be okay. And then from there, you've got your non-negotiables, you've got your perfect day/week. Split the tasks that you have to do during the week into days and of importance. Always get the stuff you need to get done that's more important first. And then you go down. Right? And then finally, have a clear idea of when you could have some chill time. Right? People say, oh no, I've got to work, I've got to hustle all the time, I've got to work, I've got to work. Yeah, that's great. Perfect. But your body is going to burn out before you even get to your goal if you keep doing that, right? Again, like we said about the all or nothing, but the grey area. There's a grey area there. Yes, you can hustle hard. Yes, you can work hard, but there's got to be some give. There's got to be some sacrifice there. And if you're willing to work really really hard, that's great. But make sure you have time for yourself, some chill time as well. Otherwise, you're going to burn out. Okay, so habits. Sorry. What's a habit? Now, Cambridge Dictionary says a habit is something that you do often and regularly, sometimes without even knowing that you are doing it. Okay, so habit. Healthy eating habits, and I'm going to split these up into eating habits, sleeping habits, and exercise habits. So, obviously, we've got a cool picture there. I'm not sure how I've done a heart thing with the cut. Sorry, rambling. Pardon me. What is healthy eating? Healthy eating means eating a variety of foods that give you the nutrients you need to maintain your health, feel good, and have energy. Pretty simple. There are two aspects to healthy eating, and that's macronutrients and micronutrients. When we're looking at food itself, macronutrients are proteins, carbohydrates, fats. So you've got your eggs, chicken, stuff like that from protein, carbohydrates, your bread, your rice, your pasta, stuff like your fats. You have your almonds, your butter, this milk is another one. So they're your macros. They make the three foundational layers, so to speak. Then your micronutrients, which is your vitamins and minerals, they are found in your macronutrients, but you can get them from fruits, veggies, and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into that too much because that's not the aspect. The whole aspect is what is a healthy eating habit and how can you achieve them. So there are benefits to health through having healthy eating habits, of course. Heart health, reduced cancer risk, better mood, and a few others. If you are in the gym regularly or exercising regularly, you're going to want good eating habits so you can recover better and you can help yourself get to your goals. And finally, tips. Eat a varied diet full of different fruits and veggies. So one of the things I get my clients to do is I get my clients to write down the colors of fruits and veggies. So green, red, purple. Yes, there is purple, orange, yellow, stuff like that. Two different columns, one for fruits, one for veggies. Then write down the fruits and the veggies they like in those colors, and then schedule a day from. You're getting all the colors, and you're having the fruit and veg you like. Ensure you're eating enough protein. This goes more so for those who are older. As you reach a certain age, your body starts um, your body starts getting rid of muscle a lot faster than when you are younger. So you have increased protein as well as doing resistance training as well as exercising. You can maintain muscle mass, if not build on it, which is great for supporting your bones and your joints. Not only that, but if you are still young and you are training hard, you're going to want protein to recover, right? Recover your muscle tissue so it can build, so it can get stronger, so again you can achieve your goals. And then finally, consume enough water, ideally around 2 to 3 liters per day. The ideal sleeping range is around 7 to 9 hours a night. However, personal preference is a factor. Okay, anecdotal evidence would say that a lot of people, and I know quite a few people who can get a good night's sleep with only having 5 hours, and they feel better. If they have any more than 5 hours, they feel really sluggish and really tired. So anecdotal experience and personal preference will be there, but as long as you're maintaining, a 6 minimum, that'd be fine. Okay, there is quite a few studies that saying anything below 6 hours, regardless of personal preference, anything below 6 hours, it starts to have a negative effect on your mental health and your physical health. Why is sleep important? Well, it reduces the risk of digestive problems and diseases. It also improves and helps you with recovery from the day, recovery from training. A lot of people have this misconception that when they are working out, they are growing or they are getting better. No, you are stoking the fire for that. The actual progress, the actual change, the strength build, the muscle tissue added is done through sleep. Okay, and it also helps with improved brain function. So, a couple of tips for you guys. Reduce blue light exposure in the evening. A lot of the smartphones now, you can dim the light on your phone, which will create like an orange tint, which reduces the blue light being emitted. What that does is that it reduces what's called a serotonin in your brain. Serotonin and then serotonin translates into melatonin, which helps you feel tired. I know it's a bit weird, so we're not going to go into it right now. But if you wanted to look a bit more about it, just type in blue light blocking glasses, and it'll come up with some funky looking glasses, and a lot of research as to why they are good. Create a good sleep pattern, aka sleep routine. We spoke about these routines. Focus on maintaining a steady time of when you're going to bed and when you're waking up. All right, give yourself 60-minute leeway between each time, but don't wake up at 7 a.m. every morning for the week, and then when it comes to the weekend, you are getting up at 10:30. What that's going to do is going to send your body weird signals, and you come Monday again, you're going to feel very, very tired, very lethargic. All right, maintain a good sleep pattern and sleep routine, and reduce caffeine consumption. It does say around 6 hours before bed, but there is again personal preference and anecdotal evidence to say some people can go later on. Pardon me. If there comes a point where you have a coffee or where you have an energy drink and it's quite close to bed, then I would say reduce it or completely stop it. But for a general rule of thumb, a minimum of say minimum of 5 hours before bed, no more caffeine. All right. And finally, healthy exercise habits. So, what are healthy exercise habits? Healthy exercise habits is a mixture of resistance work and cardiovascular work. That resistance work does not have to come from weights, as in dumbbells, barbells, cables, resistance machines. It can come from the pool, so swimming pool. You can get water resistance, you can get body weight resistance. Um, as long as it makes your body use the muscles and forces your body to contract to a point where it is getting close to muscular failure, kind of, you're okay. Enjoy the outdoors. Now, there's a lot of research saying that people are very, very, very low in vitamin C and D, which we get from the sun. So when it is sunny, it's very, very good idea to go outside and enjoy the outdoors. Go for a run, go for a walk, go for a bike ride. Um, Not only that, but there is some evidence to say when you are outside, that it does a lot more to mental well-being because of the increased vitamin C. Um, so if you can go outdoors and enjoy it whilst exercising, definitely go for it. Just remember your water. And again, there are benefits to health. Reduces risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, hypertension, obesity, depression, osteoporosis, just to name a few. We know exercise has a lot of benefits to health. Um, if people say it doesn't, then they're just I got no time for. I have not got no time for. But if you're one of those who don't think it does have any benefits to health, send me a comment down below. I'd like to know your reasons why. Um, okay, and then again, we touched a bit on why you need a mix, and here's why you need both. Resistance exercise has been shown to improve physical performance, movement control, functional independence, cognitive abilities, cardiovascular health, self-esteem, whilst reducing risk of diabetes, among other diseases. So, if we look at resistance work the pure on the fact that it helps people with movement control and functional independence, we can understand why, as you get older, you're going to need a bit more of this to help with, movement control, making sure you keep your body moving well, make sure your body is strong enough to keep itself upright for your joints to keep moving well, and so on. And then cardiovascular exercise has been shown to improve, obviously, cardiovascular system and reduces risk associated with that system. So the tips: do what you enjoy. Okay. Again, we go into extremes when it comes to exercise. It's all or nothing. Look for that grey area. What do you enjoy? How can you progress it? Then sustainability is key. Find something you can make sustainable. You can do for a long period of time, not just for a month and then stop. Okay. Make sure you're doing something that's sustainable and always look to progress. There's a quote I love. I can't remember who it's from. It's movement is life, stagnation is death. It's a really dark quote. It's a good quote. So always look to progress. If you're in your training program, it doesn't matter if it's for cardiovascular fitness or whether it's for resistance. Always look to progress. Sets, reps, weights, cardio. It could be the time, the speed, the rest periods, so on and so on. There's so many ways to progress. But don't just stay stagnant and go in and do the same thing each time. Give yourself a bit of a challenge.